Seneca Hampton, where you at, boss?
You gonna have all your space you need, brother.
Bro, we right here with it. The camera right there. Oh, my fault.
You think you bigger than the brand?
I was to make sure they see that shirt. I was to make sure they see that shirt.
Host Jaylen Smith and DeAndre Torrey. Just give y'all a little background of these two. Both played big time football on Saturdays. You know what I feel like is every childhood dream of every young man growing up. I mean, it's a big deal. I think sometimes these two kind of undermine what they've done, but it's a big deal to me because I'm a fan of the game, true fanatic, and I love the sport. And to see them two do it, and know them personally, was very big for me, especially during that 2016, 2019, 2020 gap. It was pretty cool. Both made all conference. Both what I feel were number one targets on their team. And DeAndre went the JUCO route, number 6 running back in the nation, finished his freshman year, 1,300 yards, 12 touchdowns, and graduated early, had his business taken care of, and went to North Texas. And Jaylen Smith played as a freshman at Louisville, which is crazy to think of, to play in the ACC at 17 years old. You know, they talk about Ryan Williams, but he ain't the one to do it first. But we ain't gonna get into all that. But that's what I'm rocking with, man. Y'all can kind of give the folks a brief story about how y'all got to where y'all went, the journey, where it started. I know both of y'all started in Little League and middle school and high school and so on and so on. Kind of tell the people, when did you realize it was a reality that you would be this good and accomplish these type of things?
Go ahead, Dre.
I think, just starting off in Little League, I think by the time I got maybe 10 years old, because, in Little League, they just get a best player, make them the quarterback.
Right.
So I'm starting playing quarterback all through Little League. Then I get to about 11 years old, and now athleticism then ran out. Everybody fast, everybody bigger. So I think that's around the time where I realized, like, hey, I got to do more. Like, this is what I want to do for a long time. I know talent only going to take me so far. So I was just blessed by God with a great mindset from a young age that being talented ain't enough. So right before I got into middle school, that's when I started seeking extra help, like trying to get workouts with people, staying at the practice, doing extra stuff. And I think that carried into my high school career. And that's what carried me through JUCO. That had me ready to play ball as soon as I left high school, because once the season ended for me in high school, I never stopped working. I knew that I was finna sign to college, so I'm ready to go. As soon as I hit my feet on the campus, I'm a starter in my mind, my mental. I'm already a starter. So that just carried me, and I carried that through my mindset all the way up through my years in football, and it's just been working out for me.
Facts. I wish I had that mindset. I was the opposite. I thought my talent would do it all for me. I felt like I was bigger, smarter, all that stuff. But people outworked me and they shot past me. It's right before my eyes. I went from like here, like, oh man, so and so. I dog him out every day. I ain't worried about him. To, he working every day, and I'm coming here twiddling my thumbs playing the game. Truthfully, like, I watch film and I know the game, but I was not putting in the physical part of the sport. But I commend you for that. That's big. A lot of kids miss that ingredient. Jaylen?
Yeah, I'd say about the same, man. Eventually, competitive nature got to kick in. I don't think anybody wants to lose, but I think for me, it was more so I hated to lose more than I liked to win. Like, I even tell my kids with the 7-on-7 team, shout out big game, shout out Seneca Hampton and the guys, man. But I tell them all the time, Coach Smith hates to lose, and that started when I was 5 years old, and so on and so forth. I never appreciated a loss. I don't care if I scored 30 points in the basketball game, 5 touchdowns, hit 2 home runs. If we lost, I'm dissatisfied, you know what I'm saying?
Thanks.
So I think what kind of separated me was, truth be told, my confidence. Sometimes seen as arrogance, sometimes seen as, me being conceited or whatever, but I didn't care. And I think that's why people kind of use that as like a tool to try to hold me back. Oh yeah, you're conceited, you're such such an arrogant kid, and it was just like, no, I just don't lack confidence, you know. And I left middle school, going to high school with that same confidence. Left high school, going to college, and so on and so forth. And to this day, I remember my offensive coordinator, my freshman year, Garrett McGee, comes up to us in the locker room. Me, Devontae Pete, Imani Spence, Travion Samuel, Lamar Jackson. We all kind of in the same little corner of the locker room. And he started giggling. He just like, man, y'all are probably the most confident group of freshmen I've ever seen. And I told him straight up, man, it's just football. Like, man, and that's last game, opening kickoff in the Georgia Dome. Yeah. We got to play Auburn, you know. But in my head, I'm not thinking about Auburn. I'm thinking about football. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, just always being competitive, hating to lose, you know, putting in the work that other people didn't want to put in. You know, behind the scenes, I wasn't very big on posting it. A lot of people didn't think I was working out. Oh, Jaylen always got the shoes and the, yeah, it just seemed that way, you know. But man, I was putting in a lot of work behind the scenes, and that did lead to me starting every game as a freshman. So, yeah, it's like I said, hard work and confidence.
Yeah, you can't get to the level that y'all got to without working hard. A lot of people, I know, I witnessed. I know the work y'all put in. Like I said, it was more mental than anything, and I can commend you too, because I know y'all personally. The mental strength. I have a mental six pack. That's what I call it. Like people see the body and like, but they don't understand like above the shoulders is just as strong. You feel me? Yep. And a lot of people lack that because we talked about it all weekend. We follow football bodies, but not football minds. Yep. And you know me, I love football minds. Yeah. You know, you can look like a gladiator all you want, but you can't think past Hut. And
you won't make it very far, I tell you that. That was another thing too, like getting to school early and in the beginning of the summer and getting that playbook. Like I was, you know, hell bent on making sure I learned wherever they wanted me to play at, X or Z, learn that. Then I started kind of just cheating and learning the other one. Mm-hmm. So whenever they would be like, you know, and I hope it never happened, but I eventually figured they would be like, oh, we might need you to go play this. I ain't want to be dumbfounded. I ain't want to be lost. I wanted to be able to be, you know, a Swiss Army knife. Wherever you need me, coach, I'm going to go in there and play it. And, yeah, man, like you said, intelligence. Like, I've seen more intelligent football players playing than freak of nature athletes, you know, 4'3" guys, 4'2" guys, you know. So, yeah, like you said, football brains, not football bodies.
That's right. And I think y'all underestimate how much I know about y'all. Another thing I want to speak on, because a lot of, I don't want to call them older guys, but they are older guys. They have this misconception of you need to focus on football. But what they don't know is y'all both were three-sport athletes. Y'all played baseball, football, basketball, and 4 sports, and ran track. Mm-hmm. And
powerlifting.
I mean, you know, so on and so on. Y'all played every sport the school had to offer, almost. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I dislike when kids, like, I'm quitting this sport to focus on this sport, when all the sports kind of tie into your athleticism and your ability to do certain things. Like, if you don't play basketball, you don't realize what certain cuts and how to left, right, tween, like, it all translates into the same thing. And I want y'all to kind of speak on, Dre, don't leave that district championship out of this when I talk about this, because we won't talk about this. But listen, though, let's just talk about, you know, how playing multiple sports really helped you stay in shape, help you realize different movements, help your body not wear down. Because you play football all year round, you targeting the same muscles day in and day out. Yep. So speak on, like, you know, I know baseball is kind of more relaxed, but it help you work on your hand-eye and stuff like that.
Man, I was telling the kid the other day at the high school, I never knew what time school got out. I have never been home after school. I always had a practice to go to. I played sports year-round. The coach told me if I could shake a man with a basketball, imagine what I could do with nothing in my hand. Like, it all just correlate. If I can make you miss with a basketball, and now I'm on this field, I got nothing in my hand, you definitely don't got a chance to guard me. Thanks. If I can catch this baseball that's this big, when the football come to me, it look like a watermelon. Yep. It all tie hand in hand, hand-eye coordination, and it just make you think. It just make you think. And then I had this thing where I want to be the best at everything. Whatever I play, I want to be the best. I want to be the best in the school. I want to be the best in the state. I want to be the best. So that hunger just spilled out into everything that I did in life. And I realized, at some point, like I can't be putting all my focus everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I got to lock in to one thing. I'll never be great at it.
That's right.
But I think that playing all those sports definitely helped me sharpen my mind and just my physical abilities, because you getting able to do so many different things besides just catch the football.
Right.
Yeah, and to piggyback off that, man, it's crazy to think about it. Guys who play football, who play basketball, the coaches that recruiting you, they want to see you be able to.
They want to see you.
Me and Real went to a game about a week or two ago, and 4-star athlete, Tylen Wilson, shout out Tylen, had 4 D1 programs at the basketball game.
Yes.
And I just remember Bobby Petrino and Coach McGee, they came and saw me practice one time. They didn't come to a game, they just came and saw me practice. And the first thing they said when we left out was like, I have no doubts that you're going to be a great football player because of how well you move on the basketball court, how graceful you are, you know how to land, you know how, to be able to move gracefully is a skill.
Yes.
You don't want clumsy wide receivers. I'm dealing with the football. I got to run routes to get open. I can't just get the ball handed to me. That's not my job. So teams want to be able to see you move in a different light than between the white lines, and they want to see more than just collision. And like Dre said too, competitive nature. Like I spoke on earlier. Want to be the best at everything. I didn't want to lose. I never felt like I had did enough. So that's why I kept playing this sport, or I kept playing this sport. And even though I couldn't work as much in all of them, because time, like you said, eventually you got to kind of choose one to lean your focus on. Football for me was the easiest to do that, because it's the shortest season game wise, and it's the for me, it was the easiest sport to play. It gave me a different kind of feeling than any other sport. Like I loved basketball. I loved going to the Chevron Classic in Gula, the Holiday Classic in Gulfport, the Hoops Fest, just the camaraderie of being a hooper, being able to be labeled a hooper. But playing football gave me a rush like none other, and I was happy that nobody ever put me in a box to where I had to do one or the other. Coach Norman didn't say, football or basketball. Coach Sims didn't say, neither one of them, and even with the baseball thing, it was like, eventually it became a hassle. So I was 2 sports, but, it still wasn't like they were just like, oh no, you can't do this. Like, we don't want to even think about you doing that, so.
Happy to see Gula baseball changing.
But believe it or not, boy, I like baseball more than football, and I was better at baseball than I was at football. But like he said, it was that rush. Like, it ain't nothing like scoring that touchdown.
Yeah.
Hear the crowd. They
Nothing like scoring that touchdown, boy, just making a big tackle, something like that.
It's so different because it's like it's a true gladiator sport. Like, it's man on man. It's not like basketball where I got like a pick, easy layup, or baseball is one-on-one. It's like, I got this man in front of me, and he said he more manly than me. It's this, that. Like, show me your manhood. Like, we're going to see who, I can't say all that, but yeah. We're going to see who. But yeah, man. And another thing, like, y'all also dominate on the field, but what people don't know is how hard y'all dominate the classroom. I know because I put it to work. I put my work in the classroom and on the field, of course, but I know like-minded individuals, and I could tell who was in the classroom on top of their things and who weren't. So, man, like, tell the up-and-coming athletes and who think the classroom not important, who think you can go to college and, like, I ain't got to worry about class or taking care of my business. Like, the school going to do it for me. Like, tell these boys really a reality. I know, certain cases I understand, but you have to put the work in to some degree, right? And both of y'all have a degree.
Yeah. I'm going to be honest. I'm sure everybody watched the College Football National Championship, Jeremiah. That's a man boy. If you don't look like that, if you don't play like that, I don't want you to expect to get any help from anybody academically because that's a rare commodity. You know what I'm saying? Like that's Julio Jones 2.0. You know, so for me, school was always easy for me. You know, so to be able to just get it done was one thing. Like it didn't really take much effort to get it done. But I not taking that lightly. I knew the importance of it because it was stressed to me early. And, you know, and then once teams start coming to recruit you, the first thing they don't ask what your 40 time is. They don't ask what your stats was. They don't ask how many touchdowns you had. They don't ask what your favorite play is. They ask what your grades look like. Have you taken the ACT yet? Are you qualified? Will we have to, what do you have to go JUCO first? Because we're trying to figure out what kind of kid we're dealing with, you know, and they don't like guys who haven't taken ACT. Nope. You know, why are you waiting so long? What are you scared of? I'd rather you take it 10 times than take it once late and realize that now I got to go a different route, you know, so, yeah.
And when I was on the road recruiting, the first thing I'm asking the counselors is for GPA, not to see how smart you are, but to see how disciplined you are. Because I truthfully believe that GPA is a direct correlation of you showing up and doing the work. Yeah. If you have a low GPA, I can kind of already tell this guy going to be late for workouts, may miss. Yeah. We got to worry about getting him up at his dorm room, him showing up to class, sitting in the back. Oh, man, it's a teacher fault, this, that, and the third. And I can look at that. And no offense to anybody with this type of GPA, but if I see a 2.2, that means you on the cusp. That means I know you're doing just enough to get by, and eventually it's going to catch up with you, and I can't risk that because that's how I feed my family.
Yep.
And you want to speak on your academic success?
I mean, like I said, most of it was just God-given. Like, I was blessed. Like, I was gifted program when I was in, like, elementary and everything. So school came super easy to me. But what I would say to athletes is, man, it's 110 people on the football team. It is 110 people on a college football team. Yep. It's hard enough to get on the field already. Do not give them a reason that you can't be on the field.
Yep. Right.
This is something that you need to do to play football. Even if you're not a studious kid, just do the work. Do not give them a reason. You're going to realize once you get on that field how hard it is to get on that field and how limited your opportunity it is. So academics is just an obstacle that you got to get over. I had a coach tell me, man, you a student athlete, but at the end of the day, you here because you play football. You here because you are a football player. So do what you need to do in the classroom, so it is no reason at all that you are not on the field besides your athletic ability.
Yeah, don't make it easy for them, man.
They are looking for a reason.
Discipline and academics, man. You going to give me all the red flags I need to just say, oh, yeah, well, all right, well, I'm going to X him out and just go get this guy over here with this 19 on the ACT, but he got a 3.2. He got perfect attendance in school. He's a model citizen. He's in the beta club.
That type.
Yeah.
That type.
I even got to meet his mom. Sweet lady. Pillar of the community.
Best ability is availability.
Yep.
And if your GPA ain't up, you not available. I cannot depend on you. You cannot get on the field. No, it go hand in hand.
As a coach, you're going to make my job easier for me. If I got 6 guys I got to take at this position, I'm like, well, coach, this kid got this GPA. We can save ourselves and just cut ties with him now and just tell him we're not interested anymore.
Yep, save a trip.
Save a trip. And when you get on campus and we got some kids we want from JUCOs or really good high schoolers, and you've been here, you a junior, and I see you academic probation, sophomore year, got off, on the verge of going back, let's do all of us a favor. Son, call your mom and them and let them know they need to come get you.
Yep, cut ties.
It ain't nothing personal.
Cut your losses, man. We can't, man. We can't have one bad apple spoil the whole bunch, man.
Speaking of bad apple spoiling the bunch, I want to get on a topic that we talked about last time. Just again talking to these athletes about their image, about being marketable. Yes. I'm gonna just tell you straight
I don't want to see your middle finger on your Instagram.
Man, listen.
If I'm a coach, I don't want to see a 16, 15-year-old kid throwing up the middle finger. Yes. I don't want to see you. I don't want to see you smoking on social media. I don't want to see you doing nothing of the sorts. I want to see you being a student athlete a pillar in your community, whether it be some community service, whether it be supporting the other teams, whether it be doing anything halfway positive.
Yep.
Because your image is that's how you make your money. Like you're selling yourself.
Yes.
Like, go ahead, Dre. I'm sorry, I just had to
we
get that out.
A lot
man.
of problems just throughout the community and just in the area. And I'm gonna tell you straight up, if ain't nobody else told you, you cannot be a thug and an athlete.
Don't work.
I'm just gonna be 100 with you.
Yeah.
You want to portray this image, you want to do this, that, and the third, you're not going to be an athlete. They will not allow it. You see it on ESPN every day. Every time somebody do something bad, it's a report about it. If that's the life you want to live, not going to play whatever sport that you think that you want to play because they don't even want that as a part of their establishment.
No.
Like, I don't want somebody with guns or just portraying a certain type of lifestyle, you know what I'm saying, that's not positive because at the end of the day, you're a role model for children. Like it's 8-year-olds, 10-year-olds looking up to some of these high schoolers out here.
Yeah.
So you got to just be mindful of what you're putting out there. And like when you're trying to go to the next level, whether it be JUCO or D1, it's a certain image that you need to have. Now, I'm not saying that you need to sell out.
Right.
Like, don't get it confused. I'm not saying go sell out and don't be who you is, don't be where you came from. I'm just saying there's a certain way that we do things. There's certain stuff that need to be on camera, not on camera. You cannot live a certain type of lifestyle if you want to be an athlete.
Yeah, they real deal, man. They look up to us, man. I was 17, man. Word to God. I was 17 years old at the Sonic on the corner of Market and Polk Street, signing autographs, man. No exaggeration. 17 years old. And, you know, I'm thinking that, you know, life for me is just, you know, football, basketball, school, girls. Not just playing, but
No, you're not.
football, basketball, school, and just going to the house, man. And I'm stopping to get some food. And, you know, a kid literally runs from across with his granddad. It's like, man, can you sign this for me? And a good buddy of mine, Javaris Walker, was with me. I was taking him home, and he recorded the whole thing. And the dude was just like, man, I looked across, I said, man, that's Jaylen Smith. I was 17 years old, still in high school, man. So you never know the impact you have on adults, on kids, everything in the community, man. Because like you're the light. You're a light. You like they need something positive to look up to or look forward to. Okay. You know, and Friday nights, man, like you want to be a crime stopper. You want it to be where anything bad that's going on in the city, you want everybody to say, I'm putting all that aside. I'm finna go buy this $6 ticket. And I'm finna go watch this show. You know, whether it be at Goshen, Miles Point, Pascagoula, you know, so on and so forth, all up through Harrison County, you know, like let your reach be, you know, commendable. You don't want it to be anything negative. You don't want to be famous for something negative. That don't work.
And you never know who watching you.
Right.
You never know who watching you on social media. Your page not private. You don't know who gonna look you up. I may be somewhere and, you know, I got a friend that coach. I got a couple buddies that coach college, and I want, hey, listen, and I'm like, oh, I can't show them that. I follow them on Twitter. That's what you do.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's like if you can't post it on the billboard in front of the school, don't post it on your Instagram. You can't show your grandma the picture, don't post it.
Yeah.
Never mind. I'm not gonna say that. But yeah, don't do that. Let's switch lanes a little bit. I want to give a hand to Goshen High School for a great year, like truthfully, like a great year. We get a close up on his.
Let's get a little bit of that right
NFC
there.
title championship
South
shirt.
State champ, you know what I'm saying?
But you know, like really though, congratulations to them because I think that was the most successful team on the coast. They really put on for us. They were the only school that I consider the coast to make it to the state championship. Shout out to Purva County, Poplarville. They went and took it all the way. But like a big shout out to Goshen, man.
Yeah.
You know, I take pride in coast football, and they really represented for us. They really did, and they put up a fight in that game. A couple key mistakes lost. It wasn't like a blowout. Like they had the game. I think they're gonna be even better next year. It's hard to say that when you lose Mr. 5A at quarterback and Mr. 5A defense. I think Fred Warner probably the best linebacker in the state. Nichols, I'm talking about Fred Warner. Not bad.
He play like
I mean, great comparison.
If you turn the tape on, you really can't tell the difference.
Like,
God, dog.
like freak of nature, and
Yeah.
I really think they're gonna be very, very good next year. They have people doubting them because they're moving up to 6A, this, that, and the third, but I don't see them falling off. I'm not gonna say they're gonna go to the state championship again, but they're gonna be a great team. And D'Iberville gave them their only regular season loss, and they said it was because of the rain, but we will see in
Wow.
about 4 months, 5 months, something like that. But yeah, shout out to them though, and just a recap on the whole high school football season. Pascagoula had a great run. Shout out to Ocean Springs. Tracy Lampley came on here last year and said that they would beat a team north of I-10, and they did. They put on a clinic versus Oak Grove. And went on to the South State Championship and played a tough Brandon team, whom the team I coached lost to in the first round in a great fight. And that team that they lost to in South State was a talented team. I mean, 2 D1 P4 cornerbacks, power 4 running back, the whole defense going to the next level to play football. Like, they that good. But I think the coach will soon start closing that gap because we have been behind the curve, like we said. And it's just a tough hunt, man. Like, I don't know how they prepare up there. I really don't. I'm just being transparent. Like, they do something different that we don't do.
I think we're a little spoiled, man, by nature. We spoiled by nature. I think naturally the coast got more money, just with the casinos and different little stuff like that, man. We don't work as hard. We feel we got a little sense of entitlement, man.
I agree.
And I've seen that come back to bite a lot of good teams, and I played on the team that was good enough to go and win it. And you know, the other team came in and just wanted it more. You know, I think that's once that hunger shifts. I think once it shifts, and like we kind of, you know, get out our own way, man, we'll make some noise up that road, man. So, you know, the coach got something to say, man. We ain't gonna keep laying down, man. Like you said, shout out to Gaucher for going and just starting a revolution.
Really,
you feel me? Like, it's good to see teams from the area go up to where y'all was at Southern Miss this year, go up to the state championship game and represent, man. And hopefully next year we got at least 3 or 4 teams from the area go, man, for real.
For real.
I think the biggest difference between the North and the South down here is the weight room. I think they take the weight room serious up north, and I think we have all the talent in the world. I think we are way more talented than the North side. We're faster, but when we show up to play, they 5 times bigger.
We have more stuff to do in our off time.
Yeah.
It's like we just went to Starkville 2 weekends ago, and we like, man, how do they survive up here? I see
Food. All we see is food.
and fields. It's like it's nothing else to do, but we have and we like New Orleans right there, Mobile right there, and they do football 24/7, or they do sports 24/7 versus we go on family vacations and I'm finna go
Margaritaville.
Yeah, I'm finna go with my girl.
Casino.
And it's like, you know, you're absolutely right though. Like when I watch state championship team, even when y'all play, like you can see like West Point is in the weight room. Like I'm looking at kids like, no wonder y'all putting them out like that. They ready right now. Like they don't need a year of weight development. They ready right now. That's big. We do have to key on that. So coaches, get your kids in the weight room. I'm not saying you not, but 2 times a week not gonna cut it. It's just not. I'm not gonna brag on the school that I'm at, but like, you know, we are in the weight room. I can say a lot of things that we haven't done or not doing, but one thing is that we not doing is not being in the weight room. We in there every single day, and you can look at the kids and tell like these kids doing something a little different. So y'all follow suit. It ain't translated to wins yet, but it will soon. I can tell you that much. And you know, in the recap on our season, I'll go not into too much detail, but it was a lot better than the season before. And me and Tracy talked, and he laughed about how they hung up 40, 50 on D'Iberville in the previous years, but you know, we didn't lose a single game by more than 2 possessions. We lost to Picayune 27-19, lost to Brandon like 45-30, something like that.
Pascagoula.
Lost to Pascagoula 21-7. 6 nasty turnovers. Held them to under 200 yards total offense and did everything right by the book on paper, but it just didn't work. Yeah, and next I want to talk about some coach athletes because I'm here to. I really want to spotlight our kids, man, because it's some freakish athletes, and I don't feel like a lot of them being spotlighted the correct way.
Yeah.
Of course, you have like your Tylen Wilsons. He's gonna be him, but just a couple more kids. Like I want to speak on Kirksey at Harrison Central. Like the kid is different. He just don't have the proper tools to like. If he go camp right now, in my opinion, and if you get offended by me speaking on your player, I apologize in advance. But if he go to a camp right now and a receiver coach tell him to run a certain route, not that he physically can't do it, it's just he hasn't been taught the proper routes. And I know this firsthand. It's not me just blowing smoke in the air. Like, I know this for a fact. But I know he's going to come along. I think this offseason is going to be big for him. If he get with the right people and the right coaching, he will be that guy. I really believe that. Any other athletes y'all can think of top of your head?
Man, shout out to Darion Kirksey, man. I remember they played against Gaucher actually first week of the season.
Yes.
And we sat in here and we watched it on the tape. There was not, y'all won by 3.
Yeah, it wasn't.
But we sat there and watched it, and I kept seeing number 4. I'm like, who was number 4? He keeps flashing on the screen. Me and Real both do a deep dive on Max Preps, on Sports Illustrated, on Instagram. We trying to figure out who this kid is.
Who he is. He that
You know,
good.
so naturally, one of the best receivers in the entire state, you know, definitely on the coast. So shout out Darion. Mario from Pascagoula is getting a little traction right now.
He is.
24 plays safety. Like you said, we've already highlighted Tylen Wilson. I can't think of anybody from Gaucher that is upcoming and good.
Shout out to Lil Kingston.
Latrell Pope.
Shout out to Kingston,
Latrell
man.
Pope. Shout out Latrell Pope.
I had a freshman this year, man. We had our starting running back go down. Freshman stepped up.
Yeah, Latrell Pope.
Gave him the keys. He drove that thing all over the field. We will be back hungry, big next year, yes, sir.
Yeah.
Shout out to Kingston coming up,
eight
man.
in the box.
DB.
8 in the box, and I ain't talking about Popeyes.
Yeah.
Shout out to Latrell Pope. That's my little partner, man. He play on my little team, man. Great running back. Great running back. Runs hard every play. You know, don't turn down no hits. You know, Lil Kaysen as well. Gaucher has another one. Lil Kaysen. Do it all. Swiss Army knife. You know, I watched him run routes. You know, comes out the backfield well. Amari Jackson, Pascagoula.
The best running back on the coast.
The best top 3 in the state.
I believe that.
I stamp it.
I'm not
I
just
put him
saying
up
that
against
'cause I went
almost
to
anybody,
Pascagoula.
man. One of the best in the state.
Love Maury.
Can
3
do it
touchdowns
all,
versus
man.
He scored every touch.
Yeah.
He was the offense that's what hurt us the most. We knew where the ball was going, and there's nothing we could do about it.
Alvin Kamara prototype.
Yes.
Literally does it all, man. Special teams. Watched him return a couple kicks. Watched him go down there and make some tackles.
Shout out to Jared Loper.
Yeah, Jared Loper.
Big senior year coming up. Big senior year.
Sure. Who else, man? It's a few guys, man. Caleb Triplett, man. D'Iberville, man. Originally from Malls Point, man. Homegrown kid, man. But over in D'Iberville and making monstrous plays, man. Gonna be a huge pickup for somebody this off season, this spring, going into next year, man. I genuinely believe he's top 3, top 4 linebacker in the state. I think between him and Steven.
Another dog.
Both at D'Iberville might be the best linebacker duo in the entire state of Mississippi. So I'm interested to see how that plays out with Wiley. Got Jordan Wiley
coming up on
Champ
a
Wiley.
huge junior year.
Yep.
I mean, two-way athlete playing quarterback for us, cornerback when he can. As long as he's on the field, I'm satisfied. I'm happy. I seen enough.
Yeah.
When he stepped in, I was like, at first I was like, I don't know, man. He weighed about 150. And he played, and he went 15 for 17 in his first start, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. I said, okay. I'm convinced.
The kid understands football. You know, he has 2 older brothers that have both played major D1. Like I said, that ties into just being ready. You know, schools want you to be ready when you get there. And when I say ready, I don't mean like ready to step on the field that day, but ready to be prepared to step on the field that day. Like, you're not going to have everything figured out once you leave home. You know, you've been coddled, you've been babied till you were 17 years old. You know, even if you feel like you were doing a lot on your own, you still had a lot to fall back on. Once you leave home, you know, you're at the mercy of whatever school you're at, you know, whatever program you're in. So, just having that background for Jordan Wiley will definitely be huge, man. I want to give a special shout out to Pascagula's wide receiver core, the whole core as a unit. Duke Carter, he had a monstrous year last year, man. I think he had 10 plus touchdowns. Big play machine. DJ Nunnery exploded onto the scene, man. And you got Ladarian Pickett, Day-Day. He also cuts hair. So check out his hair cutting and his Rack Maniac. Ain't that what it is? Rack Maniac?
I think so.
Rack Maniac's the clothing brand, man. So 3 good kids. I'm big on highlighting good kids. No trouble. Guys who come to work, they just want to play ball, they want to have fun. They all just play football too. So, I think that's that'll be big for Gula. I don't know what the quarterback situation is. I know they're young at quarterback.
Right.
Shout out King at Gaucher, cornerback, and Keon, upcoming freshman.
I hope, I truly hope you get to step into your position, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know if you're ready or not, but that's gonna be up to you. You got about 2 months. The spring ball start in 2 months to get ready. If you ain't ready, you better get ready.
We're gonna get them there.
Man, listen now. Speaking of ready, Dawson and Dawson Sullivan.
Man.
Now I don't want y'all to take this light. What I'm saying. They're 2 white kids, and please don't be fooled.
Don't.
This ain't about race at all.
White chocolate.
But I gotta say that to differentiate from
pack.
everything else I've said. These guys.
What's the Oreo with it's the white chocolate with the black chunks?
Listen, bro. Listen. I've never seen a 14-year-old more confident in my life. Neither one of them. The quarterback throws the ball like he's Drew Brees. He's 14. The receiver runs routes like he's Justin Jefferson. He's 14. So shout out to the Sullivan twins. They're currently at St. Martin. So it would be interesting to see how their career plays out. But in the next year or two, I have no doubt in my mind that they'll have schools knocking down whatever door they're at because they're so well prepared, so well mannered. They work harder than every kid in their grade on the coast, so it's definitely showing. And shout out to the Sullivan twin. I had to throw that out there, man.
Shout
Those
out to
kids
DJ Garrett as well, bro.
Yeah.
Dog.
Yeah.
Dog.
Truth be told.
Played football, soccer, baseball. I don't
Another
know.
Gaucher kid.
What can't you do?
Yeah.
We miss you.
We miss you.
It's simple as that.
We miss you.
It's that simple.
Hey, we miss
right
you. I promise.
Like,
we miss you. Shout out Day-Day for making me miss you even more.
Shout out Gaucher, Singing River Classic champs.
And shout out twin, Jordan. Like, dude, I'm not gonna lie. Seeing your progression from last year when I first met you, man. You were leaving out as a freshman, going into your 10th grade year, and you didn't lack confidence. You just lack vocal authority, and I've seen you grow into a specimen, dude. Yeah. And I haven't seen you throw a bad ball yet. So keep your confidence up, no matter what anybody say. Like, I believe in you. You gonna be good. You gonna be good. You do for a big junior year. Shout out to Biloxi High School.
Man, I'm excited to get to work with Jordan Ramsey, man. This entire, spring, summer, man. From literally the first day I met you to this past weekend, I've seen you grown strides. Just your command in the huddle, your decisiveness, your, hey coach, I want to run this, or coach, I'm seeing this, and that's all I've ever wanted you to do is see it. That's why I tell you, man. Whatever you see, help me see it too, because I'm trying to watch everything, man. So, yeah, man, you and your brother, man, both, man. So, shout out to the Ramsey twins, man, and shout out to Biloxi High. Shout out Zay, shout out Stick.
Yeah.
There's a couple more big game guys,
Psycho
man.
Bob.
Psycho Bob. Psycho Bob come out there, make plays, don't say a word, man. That's my boy, man, Xavier. So, yeah.
For real.
I don't know if I'm missing anybody, man.
The
coach got some talent,
it's so
man.
It's so many. So if we missed you, please don't take it personal.
Yeah.
It's just we sit here just calm top of our head thinking about kids. Ocean Springs got a talented group coming up. They're freshmen now going into the sophomore year. You know, Coach Bramlin and T. Lamp going to have a great offense coming in next year, man. Y'all always somehow blessed. I don't get it. And I'm seeing the 14-year-olds, and I'm like, where does kid go to school at?
Ocean Springs.
Ocean Springs.
Gulfport. How Ocean Springs and Gulfport keep doing this, man?
Maybe retire.
I actually, you know, off topic, I think Gulfport might be the best team, 7-8 on the coast next year.
I won't disagree with that.
I think it's gonna be hard. They got enough coming back to be elites, and they got some upcoming guys that are gonna be
pretty good.
Very, very, very helpful in their quest for South State or state title.
Coach Penny got a nice chip on his shoulder.
Yeah.
Hey, but don't sleep on the Warriors.
Yeah. That's my dark horse. Now my dark horse is
we dark
the D'Iberville Warriors, man.
I think we gonna be pretty good, but
my dark horse in 6A. Pascal, we ain't no dark horse. We the favorite.
Real dark.
We the light and shining armor.
Real dark horse.
But no, listen.
Hot take.
That region, hot take.
Gaucher won't win 7 games.
That is a great hot take.
South State champions, baby.
5A.
It's all right.
Y'all have one of
check me
the
out.
big dogs.
Hey, listen. We got to replace.
No.
This is not the excuse podcast.
Hot take.
Every team got to replace a
No,
lot.
this is what I'm saying.
Who don't have a quarterback?
Every team ain't got Mr. 5A. Y'all don't got a Mr. Nothing.
It went around.
Man, y'all don't got a Mr. Nothing.
We had the guys to have it.
Best defensive player in 5A. Boy, that's a lot to recover from.
Man,
but
listen,
guess what?
it's okay.
We gonna shake back like Shaq.
I ain't never heard Bama say, man.
When did Shaq shake back?
We gonna shake back.
When did he shake back?
We gonna shake back.
Every school lost their starting quarterback.
They ain't lose Mr. 5A is what I
Still their
said.
starting quarterback.
We not tripping about losing nothing. Get what? We gonna
I said
keep
y'all
them
would be
rolling.
good.
We gonna keep them rolling.
But y'all in a tough region. I mean, between y'all picking, even the 6A South. Let's speak about the 6A South. You got West Jones, George County, Hattiesburg, Pascagoula, Gaucher, PRC, who shout out to Coach Feaster. Like I know him. He gonna bounce back hard. Picayune,
Hancock or the Hancock.
Hancock still 6A, but they Hancock. No offense to y'all.
I mean,
Hancock gonna be Hancock.
You gotta throw them in there, man. We ain't gonna act like.
Where is that at? King,
it's in Hancock.
They got shout out to Coach King. He going into his first year there. You know, first year head coaching is not an easy thing. You got to get used to culture,
especially not in that gauntlet. My goodness,
yeah, it's a gauntlet. It is a gauntlet. Like once region play start, you may, and no offense to Long Beach, you may get you 2 weeks off, and that's Long Beach and what used to be West Harrison, but West Harrison's come up. They're now in 7A, Region 4 7A, and that region is gonna be tough with Biloxi, OS, Galberville, Gulfport, Harrison Central, West Harrison, and St. Martin. It's gonna be tough. And we're of course the only region with 7 teams for whatever reason. Somebody going home sad. 4 make it, 3 don't. That's a lot.
Yeah, I would be remiss to not mention also. Shout out to Derek Dog Jenkins, man. Congratulations on the Mars Point head coaching job, man. I've known Jink since I was in high school. He was coaching at Ocean Springs, man. So it's good to see a guy, a guy of his stature get an opportunity, man. Great guy. Yes. Loves to win, loves to work, man. He's bringing the right attitude to Mars Point, and I think he's going to help shift the culture, man. We all remember what Mars Point was and can be, so
that's right.
I think we're all excited to see what's going to become of that situation, man. So shout out Jink. Congratulations, man, for sure.
Shout out Coach Collier that got the job up in George County. I've seen you coach on multiple occasions. When I was coaching in college, I used to come down just to watch you coach your practices. I mean, of course I came to see the kids, but how you conducted practice, it was so intense. I mean, I was like, it's South State Championship and they full pass, like hitting like they don't have a game Friday. It's Wednesday and they going full speed Oklahoma drill in the South State Championship week. So I know your level of coaching. I know how intense you are. I think you'll be very successful with that group of kids. Shout out to Coach French at Bay High. You bounce back fast. I mean, head coach, go be a DC for a year at Gulfport, back a head coach. I think you'll be fine as well. Good group of kids over there in the Bay. I'm not sure who got the Greene County job. Don't know if they filled that. Yeah, you know they filled the Greene County job yet or not? Okay, not sure about that. But yeah, man, Coast.
Shout out Ty Keys, man. God dog,
Yeah,
man.
shout out Ty. Yeah, you man. I watched.
I
that
don't know who you are,
I don't.
but I know who you are.
Right. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
you know, I was looking for you. I'll be honest. I don't know if you watched this or not, but I was looking for you at the beginning of the season. And I was like, where Ty? And I'm seeing Poplarville win games and you not play. So I knew what was coming. And when you started playing by week 7 or 8,
Yeah.
I was like,
You sensed the shift.
this is cheating.
Yeah.
This
I think he
this can't
returned.
be
I
fair.
think he returned the kick in the championship,
Yes,
state championship, and all, man. He pretty much painted the writing on the wall, man.
Shout out
So
to Poplarville for getting over the hump.
Yeah.
They've been to the South State Championships and the championship over and
it's hard.
over
It's hard to
and
win in that
over
division
and
too,
over.
man.
I mean, that's the toughest.
Yeah.
That is the toughest division in Mississippi football. 4A.
Yeah.
I don't care. It ain't 7A. It ain't
Yeah.
6. It is 4A.
So competitive, man.
Dogs.
On the north and the south, it's
I mean,
competitive
both
all
ends.
through and through.
That's facts. That's facts. What we at on time? I know we can edit this out. What we at on time? How long we been rolling?
46 minutes.
All right. We about to, we can. All right. Now, let's close it out. Let's talk about the higher level championships. Of course, shout out to Ohio State. That was probably the easiest run I've seen us make, and it was beautiful to watch. From Tennessee to Texas to, I mean, Notre Dame.
They made it interesting.
But if you
did.
watch the game, wasn't even close. Best receiving core in the country. Shout out to Will Howard, 5th year, 6th year, whatever you are. Thank you for choosing Ohio State. We couldn't have did it without him, I don't believe. That was huge. And, of course, this past Sunday, watch Patrick Mahomes. I had so much faith in you. I really did, dude. I mean, enough to put my hard-earned money on you.
Shout out to them Eagles, man.
Yeah, shout out to Jalen Hurts. Let's not even, you're right. Let's stay positive. Shout out to Jalen Hurts. You deserved it. You really did, man. You've been through a lot. I mean, me personally, I'm going to be real. If I go to Bama and they bench me as the quarterback, I can't handle it like that. I'm not finna be I'm going to stay on the team and ride. Man, forget y'all.
Yeah.
Dead serious. Bye.
Tua was never better than Jalen, ever.
What a journey, man.
What a journey, man.
I won't sit here and say that. But
I mean,
but
you
no,
just gotta bring.
listen,
See, when you say stuff like that, just tell me why.
Nah,
just tell me.
I'm not gonna say that
He,
just because
he didn't win an Addy.
I don't have a dog in the fight. I don't care. Neither one of them was better than Lamar. That's why the one I played with was better than all of them.
One of them got a ring.
Yeah.
What does that mean to me?
Man.
What I got to do with the price of tea in China?
Man, you talk about Lamar. He just lost too. Dang, MVP. Lord.
Hell, he did that. That was shite.
But he also won
I ain't
two
gonna
of
lie.
them.
That was
I ain't gonna lie.
NFL, y'all
Yo,
on some like
they jacked my
Steve
boy off.
Nash type stuff.
Now, I love Jalen Hurts, man. I'm super proud of him, man. I respect the journey, man. AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert.
They hate
the
on
best
Lamar
O-line in the world.
Dallas finally won a championship.
Listen, bro.
Dallas Goedert. Oh, you.
No, listen. No, literally. Like, no. I just want y'all. Are you hearing this?
What?
Do you Jordan Mailata, Lane Johnson, Mekhi Becton?
Yeah, that O-line was crazy.
Bro, listen, bro. AJ Brown, Smitty, Goddard, Saquon. I didn't even say Saquon.
what was they cap space?
Like
Like-
9 excuses.
Listen,
No, I'm saying
9
they
excuses.
have they could have been. They had to
Name
be like,
one Ravens O lineman. Name one.
I couldn't name you none of them boys that you just named.
How you can't name? You can name Lane Johnson,
Man,
Mekhi Becton,
no,
Jordan
I-
Mailata.
But
Yes,
I
you
mean, and
can.
the whole Georgia D line. I mean, you can think about it. That team was stacked.
Come
though.
on, man, listen.
They had a better roster.
Jalen Hurts did everything he was supposed to do. I respect it. I respect it more than anything. Going and winning and talking about winning is different.
They did their thing.
But boy, if you ain't win with that team, boy, it's hard to come back from that.
that was a good. No, it was a good run. though. I'm not taking nothing from
See,
him.
he trying to. He think we minimizing it. No, we just
Who
put
they
it
beat
into
in the playoffs?
perspective.
Who are they beating the playoffs? I can't remember. I know they beat
They
the
beat
Commanders.
the Rams, the Commanders, and the Patriots.
And Pat. No, ain't no Patriots.
I mean,
I mean, same thing. I
yeah,
get
you
what
know,
you're
Brady.
saying. I get what you're saying.
They beat Brady.
But yeah, it was a smooth. They didn't play the last game of the season either.
And we gotta
They
stop
play-
acting like the NFC and the AFC is the same thing. The path is different.
It's okay. They not.
The
It's
path
East
is
and West in
different.
basketball.
It's
you
3
know?
elite teams, and you got 9 elite teams.
Yeah, and
Come
playing
on,
against
man.
the Commanders twice, the Giants twice, and the Cowboys twice.
I had one hard game in them 6.
When we look back on the Bills, were they really that good? And
Yes.
Lamar lost to them. Were they though?
Yes,
See, you talking about the Bills and Lamar.
the Bills were there.
You gotta think
Because you
about
talking about Jalen Hurts run, so I'm trying to look
okay.
at who Lamar
Zay
lost
Flowers.
to.
Where's my best receiver? Come on, bro. So think about AJ Brown being out, and then what we talk about. What is conversation like?
He still when he's out, they would have won 3-4 games.
They did not.
Yes, they
They
did.
like straight toilet water.
No, they did not, for real.
Now I gotta
Go
pull
look
it
up the stats.
I have to.
Bro,
How many games they lose this
the
season?
man,
We're about to find out.
the man I understand you trying to, hold it down for him, and you trying to down Lamar. I guess.
I'm a Pittsburgh fan.
I guess you
No, I
don't like.
ain't
Yeah, no,
down
no, I
to
get it.
Lamar.
I would say, see, you
I ain't down
just
to
told
Lamar.
on yourself, Pittsburgh fan.
So you hate
Toilet
the-
bowl.
you hate the-
You gonna find a way to say anything to make the Ravens sound bad. Listen,
And-
I am a Lamar Jackson truther. He the best quarterback in the league.
That's fact.
I don't argue about that no more. I stopped arguing about that in 2019. Anybody say anything else, I don't argue. You can have your opinion, and you just have your opinion. Shout out Lamar Jackson.
Y'all mind if I read off?
Man,
the
no,
schedule?
I don't. Read it,
No,
please.
what did they go this year?
Carry out their schedule.
No, we're
and they beat the Ravens. And they beat the Ravens.
I want to know
What
what,
was the
the
score? What was the
schedule
score when they beat the
was.
Ravens?
19.
And how
What
many field goals
what
did
was
Justin
their
Tucker miss?
record?
They were 14-3.
How many
So
field goals
how
did
many games did they
he missed
win
3 field
without
goals.
AJ Brown?
I'm about to listen. Let me run down the schedule. They played the Packers in Brazil. They beat them. I watched that game. That was a good game. They lost to the Falcons week 2.
Vegas. That was Vegas.
No,
I watched it.
man, please,
They
man.
beat the Saints 15-12.
It was a good game.
They lost to the Bucks 33-16. They beat the Browns 20-16. They beat the Giants 28-3. They beat the Bengals 37-17.
That was a good win.
They beat the Jags 28-23. Then they came and
The Jags.
beat the socks off of the Cowboys 34-6.
Yeah.
Then they beat the Commanders 26-18. Then they beat the Rams 37-20. Then they beat the Ravens 24-19.
3 missed field goals.
Then they beat I did see that. They
No,
don't, but
all they
can't
say
count
is
how-
24-19.
That's all they say. All right. They beat the Panthers 22-16. Beat the Steelers 27-13. Came back and lost to the Commanders. Blew the Cowboys out again. Beat the Giants 20-13. Long story short, it was a tight run, but when the game that mattered, I mean they showed up.
Yeah. No, they did what they were supposed to do.
Yeah, they showed up.
You go out there, you rebuild that roster around your star quarterback, and you go win it. You go all in, and you hope to repeat.
Shout out to Jaylen Hurts, man. Appreciate
Come
you
on,
doing
man.
it.
Like what you?
So Lamar ain't have enough to
What
win.
are the free?
And that's what
we
I'm
talking
saying.
about free agents,
No,
bro.
what I'm saying is
Name one free agent not
No,
named
what
Derrick
I'm
Henry that
asking
Lamar has
is,
got.
did
Name them.
Lamar not have enough to win? That's what
I
I'm
want you to
asking.
name what they did to get the man some help, not name Derrick Henry.
Did he
Can
have
we
enough
get-
to win, or did he
Are
not?
we talking draft picks or are we talking Saquon? We talking Mekhi Becton? We talking what's your boy
Did
name?
Lamar have enough to win the championship?
He did.
Oh, that's all I'm
He
saying.
did, but in
that's
the
all
moment,
I'm
listen, I
saying.
will
Zay
say this.
Flowers hurt. He
In
got
the
enough to
moment,
win the
his number one
championship.
receiver was hurt, and we can't act like Mark Andrews didn't fumble.
And we
season.
can't act like
And-
Justin Tucker ain't had a worse year of his career.
But beyond that Bills game, Mark Andrews fumbled and he dropped a 2-point conversion.
We can't act like Lamar didn't fumble and throw a bad
Yeah,
pick
that was
in that
early
game too.
in the game. Yeah, he did
Did you
that.
see the drive to go back to win the game?
He fumbled and threw a bad pick.
I get that, but he still
So,
put his team in position.
Jalen
to
Hurts
win the
threw a
game.
bad
He
pick in the
did.
Super Bowl.
He did, Mark.
But
They
my
put him in a
team's so
position-
good, it does not matter. I got the
Nah.
best D-line in the league.
Yeah, because believe it or not, Patrick Mahomes had a better game than Jalen Hurts.
How?
On
bro?
paper, he did. Like, he threw for 3 touchdowns.
Jalen Hurts had a better game than Patrick Mahomes the first time they played in the Super Bowl 2 years ago,
Yeah,
3 years ago.
and he lost.
And he lost because he fumbled the ball, right? That's why they lost, because he
All I
fumbled and they
said
scooped and
was-
scored.
Bro, Brady.
Okay.
You can't tell me.
Okay,
No,
listen.
no, listen to me. No, he talking about Lamar. 4 of them Super Bowls.
I said Lamar the best quarterback in the league.
No, let me
Lamar
say
the
what I'm
best. I
saying.
didn't say he was the
Let
best
me say
quarterback
what I'm
ever.
saying.
He the
What
best
talking
quarterback
about,
in the league.
But this is what I'm
Why
saying.
the hell
though.
we talking about Tom Brady?
Because they talking about Zay Flowers out. 4 of them Super Bowls, you can't name who Tom Brady #1 receiver was.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can. All 4 of them.
That man
Deion
best
Branch.
receiver
Deion Branch. What are we talking about? bro?
Trash.
What?
He was the MVP. You sound stupid.
He's too young.
I don't
He
talk
he don't
football
know.
with nobody
He
who
young.
don't know
All
what the
right,
hell
name
is going
name
on.
somebody
He was
else.
born in '99.
Julian Edelman.
He
Julian Edelman.
yes, one of the greatest post.
He won an MVP in the Super Bowl too, Dre.
Nah, Julian Edelman was good. He was good.
I can name the whole receiver. Hogan.
No, he didn't win with Randy Moss.
He did not win.
Yeah. Hogan.
Yes, he was.
Chris
bad.
Hogan.
No, listen. I know.
Tell the
he
man
not a
pulled.
household
Bruh,
name.
listen, bro.
But if you
Boy,
watch Chris
Amendola.
I watched them
Danny
games.
Amendola,
Come
was,
on,
was
bro.
one of them.
Come on, bro. What we doing? Gronk, what are we doing?
Yeah, Rob Gronkowski.
What are we doing?
This is what I'm saying.
I
I
Y'all
can't
hear-
name no
but
running
this is what I'm
backs. That would have
saying.
been a better argument.
Y'all
Name a
hear
running back.
the people that y'all are naming?
They can't play the
Bro, they played.
That's my point.
Listen,
Brady made them
Wes
a
Welker
number
didn't
one.
go
Brady
play with the
made
Broncos.
those dudes a #1
Wes
receiver.
Welker didn't go win with the Broncos.
Wes Welker did go win with the Broncos
Bruh.
as the #2 option. He did do that.
If Lamar was the best quarterback in the league, he would have a championship. It don't matter who the receivers was. It didn't matter who Brady receivers was when he played.
Hey,
He made them a
I
number one.
can't argue with that. But what I can say is, give him time. He's in year 6.
How long did we say Aaron Rodgers was the best receiver in the league? I mean, best quarterback in the league. How long did we say that?
I was arguing it, and you could have took me to the grave. I was gonna tell you Aaron Rodgers was the best quarterback.
me too.
He
For
went
a
40
good little minute.
touchdowns, 3 interceptions.
Yeah.
For good
38
little
Yeah,
minute,
and then guess who
Rodgers
we
was
lose
the
to?
best.
Guess who we lost to?
Eli Manning in the
Come on, man.
championship.
Then the next time he won the MVP, guess who he lost to? He lost to Brady.
What'd he do though?
He lost to Brady when
he
Brady
would've
was in
got
Tampa.
him one though.
That was
He
2012.
did get him one.
2011.
Y'all gave him 10 years of trying to say he was the best quarterback ever while losing.
Bro,
he
I
didn't
love
even
Lamar.
make it to the
All right.
Super Bowl.
I love Lamar.
This can't listen.
He
all
ain't
right.
the best quarterback in his division.
Well, with that all that being said, guys, shout out to Big Game Media. Shout out
This nigga
to
crazy, man.
Yes, sir.
This nigga's crazy,
shout out
man.
to Big Game.
Don't
Elite.
cut that out. Put all these niggas on camera.
Boy,
I
so
want
he better-
everybody to hear this nigga
So
crazy,
Lamar
man.
better than Patrick Mahomes.
We didn't say
You,
that.
you just said in the division.
I mean, on his side.
Yeah, he better than Pat Mahomes. Did you not just see what Pat just did this year?
Wow.
This man, right?
But
You talking about 3-time champion, Pat?
that is another episode of Halftime at the Shed.
This nigga crazy.
And until next time,
Fastest
man,
player to 25,000
we
yards,
talk
Pat.
about sports.
Congrats.
Talk about life, man.
40 and
what
4.
to do, what
Congrats.
not to do. We'll see you next time.
Peace.
Seneca Hampton, where you at, boss?